All right. Now, I did do a video the other day about the whole Charlie Kirk incident. And I watched the memorial yesterday, uh, live from State Farm Arena, I think it's called, in Phoenix. And the amount of people that showed up was overwhelming. I think they said upwards of 300,000 people in two stadiums, plus all the people outside that couldn't get in to either one. So it was a pretty good turnout, which is good. Charlie Kirk deserved that kind of a turnout. All these people that are getting fired for saying hateful things about the man, well, it's just ridiculous. Nobody should be able to say such things about someone they didn't know. I mean, they go based on the rhetoric of, he said this and that, and they're taking everything he said out of context, which is totally wrong. Should not be able to be done at all. If you aren't going to demonize somebody based on something they said, you should include the full context of what they said. Yeah, if you're going to criticize someone for something they said, at least get the context right. Include the full context of what they said. Like people always say, oh, Charlie Kirk was for gun deaths. Said some of them are, acceptable, which is wrong. He was comparing it to vehicle deaths. We don't ban cars, and there's like, what do you say, 50,000? I could have that number wrong. 50,000 vehicle-related deaths in this country every year, and we don't ban cars. We basically equate it to an acceptable loss to be able to freely travel where we want with a vehicle. So for an armed populace to remain an armed populace, it's an unfortunate fact that people are going to use that right in a way that is immoral to harm other people, and people are going to die at the hands of someone that is holding a gun. That is the risk that goes with having an armed populace. The right for us to defend ourselves is going to have some unfortunate consequences, but we don't ban that right out altogether. So that is what he said. He wasn't saying that gun deaths are acceptable. Each one is unfortunate. But it's what happens with an armed populace, same as vehicles. For us to have the right to freely travel with a vehicle, we're going to have to accept that there's going to be some loss involved with that inherent right. Or, well, driving is a privilege, not a right, but you get my point. You don't ban something just because there's a little bit of a loss with it. When the overwhelming result is positive versus the little bit of negative that comes along with it, you don't get rid of that thing, that privilege or that right. That is what he was trying to convey. That was his example, comparing it to auto-related deaths. He wasn't saying that gun deaths are acceptable at all. So again, if you're going to quote somebody, quote the full context of what they said in their conversation, not just the part that fits your narrative. Because that makes you no better than what you are trying to proclaim that he is. and that is wrong.